So I like guitars that are different. Guitars that are unique, or maybe trying a new combination of things, or just experimenting. I like that. And of course, here on the Guitar Max channel, I also really like guitars that are affordable. And so today, I've got a guitar that is different and affordable. Say hello to a Tele style guitar called the Dynacaster. Not made by Fender. I bet they're going to love that name. And you know, that's actually a really interesting name, Dynacaster. The etymology of that name is actually quite fascinating. Did you know that the word caster in Greek means beaver, and dyna, which comes from dynamis, means power. So you could translate this name as powerful beaver. And just to be clear, the animal, the beaver, is actually named after what the name describes, because it can sort of be, the meaning of the word can sort of be thought of as hardworking or good at what they do, and that describes a beaver. It's kind of like German words or something where the word is just a description of what it is, like the word for airplane is Flugzeug, which just means flying thing. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, this guitar. So the Dynacaster actually has a few tricks up its sleeve. Now, at first glance, you might be thinking, oh, it's a sort of modernized Tele-style guitar, right? It's a Tele body, but we've got a couple of humbuckers in here. The specs are pretty straightforward. It's an alder body, a bolt-on maple neck with a rosewood fretboard, 22 frets. These are sort of medium jumbo frets, 25.5-inch scale length. And we got a set of locking tuners up here, which is really cool. And then look at the controls. Very, very simple. A 3-way toggle switch and a single volume knob. Wait a minute. This is a push-pull knob. So you're probably thinking, well, it's coil splitting, right? But actually, if you think that, you would be wrong. Now, if we look on the back here, we've got a little hint that there might be something else going on. Okay guys, so here's what's going on with this guitar. It's, a modern Tele-style guitar with a pair of passive humbuckers, but then there is an internal preamp in this guitar which can be activated by toggling the push-pull pot here where the volume control is. And the way this works, when it's down, it's on, and when you pull it up, it deactivates the preamp. And of course, the preamp runs on an internal 9-volt battery like a traditional active pickup system. Now that's already pretty cool, but what makes it even cooler is that little the little control in the back cavity is a little adjustment you can make. And what that actually does, they call it a tone control in the listing. It's not really a tone control. It's like a gain control for the preamp. So you can adjust that and you can choose how much increase in gain or sort of boost to the signal you'll get when you activate the preamp. Now you can use that to get the perfect tone out of the guitar that you want, but you can also use it in like a live situation where instead of having an extra pedal on your pedal board, like a boost pedal that you have to switch off and on when you're doing a solo or something like that, instead you can use the guitar for that same purpose. So you can just activate or deactivate the preamp section with the push-pull pot there, just depending on how much you want to boost your signal at the different parts in the song that you're playing. And yes, I mentioned it was affordable. This guitar only costs $199. Okay, there's an $80 shipping charge from Beijing, so let's call it $280. Under 300 bucks. Any way you slice it, it's a good deal for this guitar. Now there's some more specs I want to talk about with this guitar, but let's go ahead and listen to how the guitar sounds. So we'll go ahead and do the demo, and then we'll talk a little bit about some other specs and the playability and so forth. I'm going to plug the Dynacaster into my Fender GTX 100 amplifier, and I'll give you guys some sound samples, obviously with the different pickups and so forth, but also with the preamp on and off, in different amounts of gain and all that stuff. Now, real quick, guys, if you enjoy videos like this, checking out cool, new, affordable guitars, and you have not already subscribed, please consider subscribing right now. Okay, let's plug this in and check this out. Okay guys, so let's talk a little bit about the playability first of this guitar. So, it plays great. It's a very modern feeling Telecaster style guitar. The neck is kind of a cross between a C and a D shape profile, so it's kind of flat, but it's still full enough to be comfortable, but it's not like a thick neck or anything like that. The frets are good. They're leveled nicely. I'm not getting any buzzing or anything like that. When I first got this, there were a few, not sharp fret ends, but just a little bit rough. Let's say a little bit rough. So what I did is this trick that I always love to use. I don't love to use it, but I use it often. I take a sponge, a sanding sponge, which is typically used for furniture and that kind of thing. And all you do is you just run the sanding sponge down the edge, the corner of the fretboard, and any sort of little rough spots on the ends of the frets takes care of those, and just like shick, 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 a few swipes of the sanding sponge and it deals with it. So I did that on this neck, and again, it wasn't like sharp fret ends, not the kind that are going to like tear up the side of your finger. But just you could feel a little roughness. But other than that, no issues with the frets or neck. So when it comes to this electronics setup, I really like this concept. It reminds me a lot of the Blackfire pickups, the company that Gus G started, right? It's the same idea where you have a passive set of pickups and then an outboard active circuit preamp, and those two things work together. Now, to be fair, the Blackfire pickups, which I installed in my Sawtooth Michelangelo Badio guitar, do sound considerably better than these do. I would imagine these passive pickups are more economically priced, is maybe a nice way to say it, than the Blackfire stuff. But again, I really like the concept, and I like the idea of taking a guitar without that electronics, as $150 or $200 guitar, and then you use a little bit of technology, right? You use that extra preamp circuit in there to just boost the overall sound of the guitar. The rest of the guitar is really pretty straightforward. It's got a belly cut here on the top of the body, which is nice. It's got the corner of the neck joint kind of carved down. So they've definitely considered the ergonomics of this guitar when they designed it. Of course, I love a bridge with the 6 individual saddles on a guitar like this, as opposed to the dual saddles. This is much easier to adjust, and you can get a more precise intonation on the guitar when you set it up. Also, this guitar is a bit on the heavy side for a guitar like this. I weighed it, and it came out to 8.55 pounds, and that's not massively heavy, but it's just a little bit heavier than you would expect for a Tele style guitar. And let's not forget how the guitar looks. Nice classic white and black colors. They actually do make this in, I believe, a black version, just with the colors reversed. So that's available as well for the same price. Now, as far as I know, I think you can only buy these guitars on Reverb. That's where I found this one. I haven't seen listings, on Amazon or anything like that, but who knows? We'll see what Fender has to say about this headstock and the name and everything. So the Dynacaster. What do you guys think about this? For a guitar that's under $300, I just like the fact that they're just not doing another Tele copy, essentially. They're doing something a little bit different with it. Okay guys, so as always, I will have a link for this guitar down in the video description below. I will also have a link for the Fender amplifier I was using, that's the GTX 100, and I will have links for my social media, and I will have a link for the backing track that I use. That's from the Backing Tracks by Tim channel. Tons of cool backing tracks on that channel. Definitely good to check out if you're looking to practice to some great backing tracks. Alright guys, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll talk to you soon.